I've been getting specific requests from someone that are very specific, very form letterish, so here we go. Can you source the link as to ensure raw footage from the unedited video feed or whatever? Once you accept this factual, please give your conclusion of what the Robbie Parker footage means to you. Not trying to prove or disprove the entirety of the events that day, etc. Okay, I'm going to be giving an opinion piece here partially, but when you could find a copy of the recording that somebody didn't dick with to make sure they pushed their point, you can come to any conclusion you want to. His behavior seemed unusual to a lot of people. When we were putting my father to rest, I made a joke because being borderline suicidal depressed about someone dying isn't something that person should want. My father never wanted us crying at his funeral. You don't always cry. You can't. And people who will you to be miserable all the time, you need to show a proper amount of remorse or whatever it's like, or whatever the wording is that they want to use. It's like, no, this is a very private thing. You don't have the right to interfere or discuss it, and you're excluded from this this get-together honoring my father going on. That's exactly what I would say to Fetzer and Halbig. And don't do it again, because I'm the bouncer, and you don't want me to be bouncer. No, this isn't a aggressive response to people who are just asking questions. This is the appropriate response to people who have expended their entire existence, apparently, at this point, throwing it all away, to just screwing with people. Sadistically. And relishing every moment of their lives doing it. They get off on it. It's called sadism. No, this isn't a fact-based evaluation. This is a conclusion of this shit. People have heard me say this. On any other subject people bring up, I can list a couple of people, maybe, about something that I find them repugnant, that they won't drop a subject, that they're obsessed with it. They are literally bordering on stalker behavior, or fully past it. But when it comes to Sandy Hook, there are people out there who literally have plotted the murder of people because they said that they're in on some goddamn thing that they don't even have an explanation as to what the heck they're supposed to have done. So the conclusion I'm making here is going to be based on dealing with, in some cases directly in my comment section, these assholes. So if you didn't want a reactionary response out of me, Wolfgang Halbig and Wolfgang Halbig and what is this guy's name again? James Fetzer shouldn't have, or by proxy, contacted me and done shit. Those channels are dead now, yes. Sandy Hook is one of those subjects, you cover it, your channel gets shot down. It's a big no-no. Yes, there is dissent, oppression. There is harassment going on. It's not from the mainstream media. It's from these cocks. Let's bring up Dutch Sense, for instance, who thinks every shooting has to be a false flag, or at least that's the, let's say that he did. But he would say it wasn't fake if it happened to him or him near him. Let's bring up Lynn McDonald's interview with CNN's Anderson Cooper. If you listen to it, you find out why she's smiling. So someone deleted the audio so you couldn't tell she was recalling a good memory about her child and smiling, remembering how happy she was to have her child at one time. Or this guy, Robbie Parker. This is what I'm supposed to be evaluating. Well, he must be getting into character. We even have one asshole trying to prove that he doesn't even exist. That's not just crazy train mode. That's absolute batshit crazy mode. What would be the reason for doing that? I mean, literally. Why are you going there? Person asking me this. Yeah, if you can find a video someone hasn't deliberately altered to push their narrative, no, not CNN, an actual raw copy of it, you post a link to it. I dare you to find one. You look up Robbie Parker interview, and you never find a clean copy, because Sandy Hook truthers have to falsify evidence. Some little bit has to be clipped. They always have to do it just a little bit to get the goat of anybody who's trying to find a damn video. It's like looking up Building 7 collapse. You will not find a non-modified video almost. I can't find them anymore. Why? Because people cling to it, and they cut off the first part that disproves their narrative, because they're lying. because Sandy Hook truthers and 9/11 truthers come in two varieties. People who are honestly inquiring about discrepancies and screw-ups that happen, just like every other damn thing they had in life that has some weirdness going on, and other people who fake evidence. And the ones who fake evidence are shit. Is that clear, concise, and concluded? That includes these assholes I've mentioned. As for Robbie Parker, yeah, his behavior seems a little out of whack. It doesn't seem like it should be that way. Except, have you ever buried a relative? And then I'm going to bring up this. This is not an accusation or anything like that, but what if Wolfgang Halbig or James Fetzer had some relatives or friends that had gotten killed in Las Vegas? Would they scream crisis actor then? Would they stick with this worldview? Or would they have a special version of it, a different level or a different standard for proof for themselves? Of course they would. Because they don't honestly believe anything they're saying. They're using it as an excuse, a get-out-of-jail card, literally in some cases, to harass people because somebody out there will let them get away with it. If these people were not famous, if they weren't well-known people, if you're just harassing a private individual, you get taken to court and you get held back. It's a stalking incident. That's the way the world should work, right? Well, I'm going to say something that's going to piss off everybody here. If I had a child that died in a mass shooting, I would not do an interview. I won't make a book. There will be no Patreon pages or GoFundMes. Nothing will happen. I would bury my child, grieve, and move on. And if someone asked me why, I'd say, because I don't want Wolfgang Halbig or James Fetzer stalking me, because they're psychotics. That would be the only response anyone would get. It would be done literally once. There would be never any follow-up, and I would literally move because I know they would do that. Because that's the kind of shit they do. That kind of crap is what they do. That's all they do. It doesn't have anything to do with finding out what facts have they brought up. What new investigative data have they brought up? What good have they done? Nothing. Not a damn thing. Yeah, the Sandy Hook shooting, there's a bunch of bad work done by the police department or whatever. Whatever. The person who did the killing killed themselves. The victims were dead. They had to bury them. They had to clean up the area. Eventually it became such a sore spot they tore the damn building down. This is not hard to understand. It also doesn't require further investigation when the perpetrator is dead. Found. The bullets match. The ballistics match. The marks and the bullets match. No, we want more evidence. You know what? You say to people who say that, we don't care, you're not part of the community. We don't care about anything you have to say. You're dragging it into a political arena by claiming someone's a Republican or a Democrat or whatever. This shit, when it happens, not if, when it happens, every damn time there's a shooting. It can be 5 people getting shot, or 1. One of these assholes will come up crawl out from under a rock and try to make themselves center stage. You're not center stage. The victims of the incident are center stage. Second place goes to the shooter. No place goes to the people who do this crap. This is only tolerated on YouTube. Even me posting a video explaining this stuff is third-rail bullshit. And it should be treated that way. Halbig and again, what is his name? And Fetzer shouldn't receive any memory. They should be conscientiously deleted from every website so that they fall away in history. That would be the most cruel thing you could do to them. Let people forget them, because they're not relative. None of these individuals who do this crap on the internet, any of them, have anything to do with it. They insert themselves into it like fake warriors for justice. Insert themselves into things they're not going to do anything about. What do they? Oh, one of them claims to be a school security and safety person. No, he's not. The other person basically claims, his claim to fame is, I love the Wikipedia page, it's so glowingly reviewing. It says he's a very well-respected professor. No, he's not anymore, because he's done this. He embraced a lack of reality and a lack of sanity. For what reason? None. Did you ever look into these guys' history and find out that they were in favor of gun control originally? Would that surprise you? They're in favor of taking your guns from you and you don't know it. Yeah, they buried the law. They had blogs at one time and they erased them and it didn't get archived. Doesn't matter. People who had videos of it got their channels taken away from them. So what? I mean, you don't need that, right? Or maybe I'm just full of it. Huh? I wonder if these people went through and did their best to expunge all that. Meanwhile, people claiming somebody who is recorded on public records as having the kid dying on that day, and him being the parent, can't be the parent. That's not Looney Tunes at all. And another person saying, dig up your dead kid. I want to see the body. That's somebody to respect. Tell the victim's parent their child never existed and wonder why they decide to go after you in court. You want me to evaluate this without having this response? Have people making these assertions and doing this supposed research that don't deliberately go out of their way, in every way physiologically possible, to elicit this response in other people. I'm not able to be qualified to evaluate this. Not because I lack the ability to be emotionally detached. It's because I lack the ability to be such a robot that I don't respond to filth as filth. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.